Hey folks, welcome back to WarThunder. So right now we're jumping straight into the thick of it. I'm flying the F-4E. I've dumped my bombs. I've fired off four, not AMRAAMs, four Sparrows, and I'm down to two Sidewinders. And I was tailing a target that was damaged, but then I got RWR spiked from the back, and it ended up being this Mirage here. So we've gone high so that he has to pull up to bleed some speed. And then we've turned in front of him to make him turn even harder to get nose on, which makes him bleed even more speed, and then we're just going to go straight back up, because he is now basically a brick. The Mirage is an incredibly deadly dogfighter, but only if it can hold the one circle. I think that might have actually been his radar missile, but we are using a mix of flare and chaff, and we dropped the afterburners off just on the off chance. He doesn't fire any other missiles at me during this engagement, so I'm thinking he probably used his heaters on something else, and that was his R530 radar missile. So we're playing in the vertical because the Mirage sucks at it. I mean, it could be quite good if the AOA were kept relatively low, but if you pull too hard, you bleed off a ton of speed, which is great for whipping the nose around, but it absolutely sucks for actually turning you around, especially in the vertical, because you just lose too much energy. So we've slowed him down enough. We're now going to enter into a horizontal rate fight, which requires a lot of constant pull, which means that the Mirage can't really do it. And also, don't forget, this guy's trailing black smoke, so he's probably going to be a bit damaged as well. So I'm just playing for time at this point. I'm slightly climbing whilst I'm whilst I'm horizontal turning him, because that'll mean that he has to raise his nose up even more, which is just, more speed bleed. And as you can see, we're very gradually coming around the circle behind him. I'm calling for backup the whole time that we're doing this. The team in this match really weren't very responsive, but as you can see, he just dipped his nose there because he's run out of energy, and we've actually got two other contacts coming in.
Guide on me.
One smoking black smoke and the other isn't. I have no idea whether they're both friendly, one's enemy, or both enemy, I've no idea. But the Mirage that we were targeting has either lost me or started to pay attention to something else. I'm not sure why I didn't go for the missile there, but whatever. Messing with the guns. This new gun sight, by the way, it's so much easier to aim the gun with it because it bounces around way less. Pardon me, way less than the old one. I think this guy's lost his situational awareness at this point, so I'm just gonna dump a missile on him and call it a day. But that was quite a good dogfight, and I think that even if these other planes had turned up and distracted him, then it would have still probably ended up going well for us.
On me.
So on to the next clip. This is actually a full flight from takeoff to landing, in which I think we get 4 kills. I think 3 of them are Mirages, and at one point they're all there at the same time. So it's a bit of a miracle that we actually live. I think you can chalk it up mostly to the enemy team's lack of communication, and I know that in RB the Mirage doesn't really have a hugely good rep as being a good top tier jet because it doesn't have RWR or flares, and well, yeah, that's basically it for RB. If it doesn't have any countermeasures, then it's basically useless. But in Sim, the meta is like completely different, and it's almost entirely, it's about your situational awareness basically. You don't need chaff or flares or RWR as long as you're actually watching and looking around, because obviously without markers it kind of matters a lot more that you're paying attention to your surroundings. So if the enemy team aren't and you are, it doesn't matter what kind of fancy gizmos their plane has, because you can kill them with a biplane if you manage to get close enough. And that's why I love Sim. Anyway, so we were carrying 10 £750 bombs with the intention of going to hit an airfield on the other side of the channel, but I noticed that there's a lot of stuff flying around over here, and I see 4 targets there at the minute, I think, and at least one of them's got to be, it's actually saying that all of them, all 3, well 3 of the 4 are enemy. That's an F-100 to our left that just went down. That's a Mirage chasing it. Then there was another Mirage that went high, and I didn't get close enough to ID the other thing. But I'm keeping eyes on that Mirage because I'm just trying to focus down whatever's the most dangerous threat. So we're pulling the nose around, trying to get a lock here. And there it goes. Nice easy interception. He was barely moving, and then right here's another Mirage. So they were both probably target fixated on the same friendly. So just like before, I'm keeping eyes on him, pulling over. I just saw some shots go out, some 30mm tracer, and the kill feed says a Super Mystere killed a friendly F-4E in AI. So it's looking like we've got two down here. The Super Mystere is slightly off to our left. We're going to focus on the Mirage for now. I don't think I've ever gun killed a Mirage like this before. Usually it's in very high aspect, strafing shots as they pass my nose. But I attribute that entirely to the new gun sight, because I don't think I'd have actually been able to hit him with the old one. So that's two Mirages down. See some falling debris over there. We've still got 7 missiles, 3 Sidewinders, and 4 Sparrows. Radar's picked up something in front of me, but I can't tell where it is, and then it's over there on our high right. That's a friendly R12, a Lightning AI, and the Mirage is going low behind. I'm not sure at this point whether he's aware of me or not. He's coming back towards us, it looks like. Something just shot at me, but I think it was a friendly being stupid. Sidewinder failed to track, otherwise this match, or this fight would have been over a long time ago. Very close with the gun there. Not going to follow him down, I'm going to use the vertical and stay high. At this point I wasn't sure if my own flares were making that noise or if it was a missile coming in on me. There's a Super Mystere there being flown by the guy who was flying the Mirage that we just killed from that earlier clip. He actually manages to kill me later on because he catches me after a rearm and I've got bombs on still, so well done to him. Unfortunately I didn't keep the clip in because the video would have just been way too long. So I'm hitting the deck just to get away from this Super Mystere because I know that it'll never keep up with the Phantom on the deck. Lost the Mirage for the time being. I'm periodically dropping countermeasures in case he's following me. Mystere still seems to be quite close, so I'm going to go vertical because I definitely outclimb a Mystere by a huge amount. Trying to figure out which one it is on my 6. Very narrowly avoid that missile. And right now I'm going to just play for the overshoot. Super Mystere's right on me, manages to clip my right flap and damage my right engine. I've got an oil leak. And at this point I think I'm dead, so I'm just going to focus down whichever one I can see. I think the Mirage just overshot. Yep, I'm seeing 30mm tracer passing me. That's the Super Mystere. The Mirage should have really had me by now, about 1,000 times over. I don't have the energy to go up again, and with another target around I'm not going to pull my nose up because I'll just lose too much speed, so we'll disengage. The guy, the pilot of that Super Mystere, when he was in the Mirage earlier, he lost situational awareness quite easily, so I'm just going to sort of pull away and hope that he loses me and struggles to get it back. That's a Mirage on our 6. I really shouldn't be trying to force it in an overshoot from a Mirage because it can bleed speed much better, but it looked like he went high and then pulled over and he bled a load of speed off, so now I'm thinking I can just go straight into a rate fight. I'm hoping that my engine damage isn't going to kill me because it definitely has the potential to if my engine performance degrades too quickly. There's an AI chasing the Mirage now. Kind of hoping that it kills him, but yeah, it's not gonna. AI only kills me when it's convenient. It never helps me. So Mirage coming in, I try and reverse the turn there because it looked like he overshot. And I'm going high because he had to pull incredibly hard to actually point his nose at me after that turn. Even despite that, he isn't damaged, so he's probably holding energy better than me. No idea how I lived there. Both stalling out. Focus down the one that I can see, ignore the other one, because honestly, I'm not expecting to live through this. I'm just trying to take as many with me as I can. I lose him here. I think I was following the trail of a different one. I might even have changed targets to the other one at this point. I honestly have no idea what happened. I wish I'd saved the replay. So, trying to get a missile lock, and it doesn't track again. I forgot to raise my flaps. Very bad decision. I'm not sure why I even dropped them when I knew that one of them was missing. He's just rating around right above our runway, which is conveniently not doing anything to him. That's a friendly AI going in for him. He's going to come head on with us. Didn't quite get the nose around in time. I've got quite a bit of speed now, so I'm going to go vertical. He's pulling hard to get around onto me again. He's definitely incredibly slow. Might be able to pull around and get him here, especially if he's going to go up. Dangerous doing this though, and I've lost my leading edge slots. But we managed to time pull out well. Lightning going in again. He's reversing the turn for the lightning, which is an absolute death sentence with me right behind him. It means I can close in. And we get the lock. And there he is. That's it. End of engagement. That was like almost like a 9x high off ball sidewinder then. The sidewinders are actually angled down slightly on their pylons, so usually when I'm firing at something straight ahead of me I like to pull up a bit, but he was actually under me, which I think might have actually worked in the missile's favour. And right here, because I still have sparrows, and it looks like there's a bunch of stuff going on over here, I'm thinking it's probably AI. So I'm trying to just get rid of them whilst the plane's still actually operational before I land. Just try and squeeze as much out of this sortie as possible. I think that surveillance plane is actually above me right now, but I didn't notice at the time. That's the wreck of a friendly, and then the enemy rammed the corpse. So yeah, and then there's a missile out. F-86K just shot down our AI bombers. Gonna try and get a Sparrow on him because I know that he doesn't have RWR. But if you check the radar screen on the right, then our outside launch parameters right now, you need that long line to be inside the two short ones, because they denote your max and min range. So we're inside the launch parameters now. We're at quite high altitude going over Mach 1, and Sparrows are still only good for about 4 kilometers in a tail chase. You kind of expect something designed for long range to be a bit better, but yeah, they're really not. So yeah, I think I've actually lost count of the number of kills we got in that flight, but I ended up with something like 13 for 2 in this whole match. I actually joined with the intention of bombing just so I could try and grind for the Corsair, the A7, but yeah, it's funny how things work out. So we'll just skip ahead to the landing, and then we've got 2 other clips to show before the video ends. More Mirage kills, but with a little jet that you really wouldn't expect would have any right killing a Mirage. Not that they're aware of me, of course, but hey ho. So we're turning on to final. Remember that we don't have any flaps. We don't even have leading edge slats, so this is going to have to be a very high speed landing. But thankfully the Phantom's landing gear is quite rugged, and the brakes actually work, which cannot be said for the A7, which, having actually finished the grind, I have not yet landed that thing without firing off the end of the runway. So it would be really great, Gaijin, if you could give us actual runways for jets instead of these fucking dirt strips. But yeah, touchdown at 430 kilometers per hour. Look at those brakes work. Pop the chute, come to a stop, and then I'll leave you with these two Skyhawk clips. So if you enjoyed the video, folks, then be sure to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Leave a comment if you have any questions you want me to answer, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
One less to worry about. Congratulations.